CyberConnect 2 is by far one of my favourite video game studios. CyberConnect 2 are most notably known for creating anime games. Usually they are responsible for creating IPs for Bandai Namco Entertainment, which normally turn out to be a hit. CyberConnect was established on February the 16th of 1996 in the Japanese city of Fukuoka, where it took its first step into creating games for Sony. Their first game was Tail Concerto, an action-adventure platformer for the PS1 console, and is the first installment in the Little Child Bronx series, and the next game, Silent Bomber, which is an arcade-style action video game released in 1999 before the dawn of the PlayStation 2. However, these games weren't successful and CyberConnect refused to give up. It was only a little over a few years later that they would create a game for the PlayStation 2 that would make a name for the studio in the video game industry and become their first worldwide commercial success franchise.
Man, it's been forever since I last logged into the world.
Back to where we were. In the year 2000, CyberConnect 2 wanted to make a brand new game, different to what they had done before. The developers wanted to toy around with a few ideas to create a new game for Sony's new console, including, quote, slaying dragons or being a thief in London, quote. Those ideas were explored but ultimately rejected in favour of creating an offline MMORPG which would give young gamers a chance to experience online style play without having to pay for monthly fees or having a decent internet connection. After researching a number of MMORPGs that were available at the time, and mostly looked at games like Phantasy Star Online, Ultima Online and Final Fantasy XI for inspiration and influence. Thus, Project Hack was greenlighted and given the go-ahead by Hiroshi Matsuyama to start development. CyberConnect 2 debuted their first PlayStation 2 game, .hack Infection, on June 20th of 2002, first releasing in Japan and then in 2003 for North America and Europe in 2004. Becoming a hit in Japan and overseas, the developers began to continue making .hack games, ultimately becoming a huge series spanning 11 games across the years, 5 anime adaptations and 2 movies that Hiroshi Matsuyama actually directed himself. In .hack Infection, players assume the role of a character named Kite, a protagonist in the series who plays an MMORPG called The World, who eventually befriends a player in the game named Orca at the start of the game but is struck by an attack in-game, which leaves the player in real life controlling the character Orca in a coma. Kites would then meet additional players in the MMORPG that have experienced similar incidents with players being left in a state of comatose, and they would join him in his quest to solve the mystery behind the comatose victims. This becomes public news in the real-life world of .hack, and the developers of the game The World blame the condition of comatose players on cyber terrorism. CyberConnect 2 also released .hack GU on the PS2 as a sequel and reboot to the 5 mainline .hack games, and the sequel spanned 4 games as part of the GU series, which are personally a favourite of mine and I think everyone watching this video should go ahead and definitely try out. CyberConnect 2 were also responsible for the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series, an anime arena fighting game based on the popular shonen anime and manga series Naruto by famous mangaka Masashi Kishimoto for the PlayStation 2. These were developed by CyberConnect 2 for Bandai Namco Entertainment, and due to the critical acclaim of the Naruto series, They became highly successful and eventually developed into the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series for the PlayStation 3 and later becoming multi-platform. And later the final game in the series, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, which was released for the next-gen console, the PlayStation 4. The Naruto Ultimate Ninja series has collectively sold over 20 million copies worldwide as of December 2019. The series was even so successful that they even made a branch of the console series named Naruto Ultimate Ninja Heroes for the PSP. Recently, the games have also been ported to the current gen consoles as a trilogy, much like they did with Hack GU Last Recode for the PS4 and PC. During the PlayStation 3 era, Capcom also wanted a new IP for the company and chose CyberConnect 2 to develop an IP for them, as they had a proven track record for making fun games, great quality anime games, which Capcom were looking for. Asura's Wrath. The team began development on the game in 2007, and Hiroshi Matsuyama had the goal in mind that he wanted to create a game that all players around the world could understand easily. To quote from an interview, Hiroshi stated, "Our main concept was that we wanted to reach out to audiences all over the world with Asura's Wrath. That's why we focused on Wrath as our main concept. It's something that anybody can relate to. It's an emotion that's very powerful. It's sometimes seen as negative, but it can be a driving force that helps you overcome any obstacle." When we came up with this backward approach to the development process, first we thought of our focus on Wrath, then focused on the story, so we built the story first. Who wrote the story? CyberConnect 2 did, as a group. It was a group effort throughout the dev team, but when we had the story, we passed that on to an actual script writer. Asura's Wrath ended up becoming an action beat-em-up game for the PS3 and Xbox 360, featuring a vengeance-based narrative, as you play as fallen demigod Asura, who seeks revenge on the pantheon of demigods who betrayed him. Told in an episodic anime-style structure, this game released in 2012 and was yet another success. CyberConnect 2 also developed JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle for the PlayStation 3, which was an awesome 3D fighting game in 2013, and followed by its sequel, Eyes of Heaven, in 2015, which to say the least wasn't so great considering the high quality of games that the studio is capable of making. However, in my opinion, there always will be one bad apple. CyberConnect 2 also released Dragon Ball Z Kakarot in 2020 this year, another Dragon Ball Z game for consoles, the first in the series for the developers at CyberConnect 2. Kakarot is an action JRPG which follows the story of Son Goku and depicts the story of the Dragon Ball Z anime and manga in a video game fashion. It was received well by critics and players. The game went on to be another success for the studio, debuting as the second best-selling video game during its first week on sale in Japan at 89,000 copies sold, just behind Sega's hit Yakuza Like a Dragon. Furthermore, in a conference call at Bandai Namco Entertainment, the company had stated that the game had sold over 2 million copies, as updated of March 2020. The studio currently has 4 titles in development as of September 2020. Demon Slayer is getting a video game adaptation for the PlayStation 4 for release in 2021. Tokyo Ogre Gate, a high-speed parkour-style slashing action game. Also Cecile, a 2.5D gothic side-scroller, and Fuga, a sequel to the Little Tale Bronx series, are also in development without a confirmed release window. In my opinion, from what I've seen so far, Tokyo Ogre Gate looks promising, and those 3 games are also going to get an original IP belonging to CyberConnect 2, which is one of their goals. As of their 23rd anniversary this year, the company announced that these games will become staples in their next plan. which will make them develop and publish their own games, without relying on Bandai Namco and other companies to publish and own their IPs. Hopefully we can expect more from them, and I'm more excited to see their next big game, Demon Slayer, for the PS4. But that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more to come. Thanks for watching.